Yo, what's up, everybody? Y'all ready, bro? Hold on.
Y'all take one. What's up, everybody? Y'all waiting in the building, man. I think y'all pushing the building. Cool. We got Universal in the building. We got Chicken Nuggets in the building. We ready to open the box, man. Y'all ready, bro? They can never burn this out. Think about that when you remember this word. People are so sick of this. We come with the most. The name is crazy. I'm ready to go. We can hear the city, man. When I have to go, that's learn to be here. When you going down the slope, then you're gonna begin. Now I'm ready to go. Can you feel me, please? The motherfucking post. And I can't no hand. Still find the same chance I got hope. When I pick up my pen right now, I lost my man. Let me go again. No more again. You must be looking at the real Jane the man. Better my dust. No turning away. I got time to breathe now. Because I'm laying with him. Trying to roll over all you trust, man. One to the hand. Back in the front. Wait, man. It's up. Here I am again. The more spiritual hand. Where I'm saying. Come to hear me sing. You know what I'm saying. Fly all over the plane, y'all. So let's go. Listen to red about to make it rain. I gotta land my soul. Fear the rain. Y'all wait. The blood is close. Send me a man. We are both. From the flow. We never go. We are already go. We can let the rain about to make it rain. I gotta land my soul. Fear the rain. Y'all wait. The blood is close. Send me a man. We are both. We never from the flow. We never go. We are already go. You better stay in lane. Work. I really sing my thing. My soul again. I know that shit is a thing. Y'all don't know the thing. Gonna get on the thing. You know it's not such a thing. Baby girl, my name. I'm about to go to Ukraine. Bigger people, man. You know they can't get it. You name it. There's no land. It's my own thing. And I have to go. My world was slain. You can do what's there. Let's go. I can feel your pain. You can go. You can let them let me make the rain. I gotta feel my soul. We ran in your way. You can feel the soul. Send me a stand. We are both. We're from the flow. We never go. We are already go. I'm looking on here when I'm both. When they're both. We're drifting and done. They had to say both. I'm new and been done. You better to go, son. And I'm out of here, baby. Just to hear about the record, man. I gotta man my soul. There's already got way. From the good to go. Send me a stand. We are both. We never from the flow. We never go. We are already go. We about to make it rain. I gotta man my soul. There's already got way. From the good to go. Send me a stand. We are both. We never from the flow. We never go. We are already go. And I'm out of here, baby. Hello, you bro. I'm gonna see y'all on the next one. Hit it with the wind source. Here we go.
That's called folk, y'all. I made that today, bro. It's the way Yahweh. This is fire, bro. Yo, yesterday, all right, hold on. Welcome back to Helping Humanity Evolve, y'all. My name is Jose. How's everybody doing today? Hope everybody's happy and healthy. Hope you guys are meditating and connecting with source. You know, we love you, we miss you. We want you to come home. You know what I'm saying? Quick shout out, man. Shout out to my subscribers. I love you, man. Shout out to source. I love you guys. You hear me? Shout out to my ancestors. Shout out to my archangels, my angel guys, my demon guys, and my spirit guys. I love y'all, bro. Shout out to the universe. Shout out to the Galactic Federation. Shout out Trippy everything. I fucking love y'all, bro. You hear me? So listen, it's Saturday. It's Saturday. It's 4:10 a.m. It's October 11th, 2025. Year of the rapture, y'all. Y'all know what it is. Right, so look, real quick, bro. Today's message is ridiculously long, bro. Like, ridiculous, bro. So, I'm not going to sit here for 2 hours, bro. Like, that's not going to happen, bro. Sorry, but we're going to do this bitch in parts, bro. I'm going to do it in parts, bro. So, wow, look at that, bro. That's amazing, bro. There's a little baby spider, bro. Look at a little baby spider, bro. What the hell? I gotta see what that means, bro. So, today's message is brought to you by Tia from the Arturian Council of Five. So, I want to give a shout out to Tia, and I want to give a shout out to the Arturian Council of Five. Thank you for that beautiful message, bro. I received a partial message because I was driving home and I was listening to it. So as I was listening to it, I decided to bring you to live, bro, because they was giving some really good information, bro. Now, this is channeled by Brianna B. So shout out to Brianna B. Thank you. right? She received this message October 4th, right? This is going to be narrated by yours truly, bro, by Yahweh, bro. The question was, can you talk about humanity's coming crystalline evolution? And the description is, humanity's shocking evolution is accelerating. It's accelerating, y'all. So, let's talk about it. Let's talk about it, bro. I'm not gonna dive into the message. Now, I do have an option, right? Because I was doing something different. Now, I was like putting the message on the TV and I was like letting her talk and I was just like performing, right? Or I could play the message on my phone, right? And put the tribute video on and just listen to the message and perform to the tribute video, right? Or I could give the message and just read it to you. So, you know, I'm playing with different things, bro. But for now, let me tell you, yesterday, man, I came home 2 hours early. So instead of getting home late, I got home pretty early. So when I was at work, I wrote down, believe it or not, bro, I wrote down 2.5 songs. And when I came home, I didn't have no hooks, bro. I just had the verses. So when I came home, I was inspired to go in the studio and record these verses, bro. So I did that, right? And I winged the hooks, right? I winged the hooks. So one of them, the one you just heard, Folk, is one of them, bro. That's one of the songs, bro. This is the Reign of Yahweh, right? I winged that shit, bro. And then I did the freestyle one you heard. I released that on Instagram. I released it on YouTube and Facebook. That was the freestyle joint I made, bro. And I made a couple of more like that, bro. I got a couple of more, bro. Right. I did this song over the Jay-Z beat. It was all a dream. Right. I didn't take his hook or nothing. The instrumental I got is just his beat. So I created my own hook. I created everything. I created everything, but I made a whole song, bro. That's just fire, bro. Right? I know they're gonna copyright it because I use his beat, bro. But I had to do what I had to do, bro. That shit, the song I made over that shit is fire, bro. And whatever. So, long story short, bro, I recorded 4 songs before I went to sleep. I recorded 3 songs. Sorry, I recorded 3 songs. Right, because I ended up doing the one called Folk. I did the freestyle one, and then I did another one called Flea, bro, which is fire, bro. I did another one called Flea, and then when I woke up, I did another one, bro, which I don't remember right now. But there's another one that I created this morning, bro, because I only recorded 1 song today. Or yesterday, whatever. I'm confused. Right, but I got my studio set up right now. I'm about to record. I might record after this. It depends on how long I stay on here, bro. I might just go to sleep. It's journey day, so I don't know. I like to have music to perform to. So I do got a bunch of music that I created that I have yet. You guys have no idea what I got going on, bro. But I do have a bunch of music that you guys haven't heard yet. I already got performances too. I just haven't released them. So I've been sitting on them, bro. I got a lot of material. I'm ready, bro. I'm ready to blast off. I'm ready to go, bro. They're teaching us how to be co-creators in this reality, right? Now, for you guys that watch me, like Mr. Shadow and my boy Adrian, bro. For you guys that watch me, bro, among others, there's a few others that tune in and they know what's going on, bro. And then, if you knew, this might go over your head, right? If you've been here a while, you might understand. Right? So, if you remember, I was telling you guys that when you awaken, you parallel shift into another reality where you're the main character. If you remember, I told you that, bro. I told you this, it might have been a year ago. It might have been, I don't know how long, but when you awaken to who you are, you shift. You shift into a parallel reality where you are the main character. You understand? Like right now, we're shifting into a reality where I am the main character, or should I say, we're shifting into a reality where I'm the main character. I already shifted. You haven't shifted yet. This takes work. It takes progress. It takes a lot to make this happen, bro. But with that said, it's happening. It's happening, bro. And being a co-creator, you have total control over this timeline, when this happens, how it happens. All of this you have to create within you before it can manifest out. So if you guys remember, I was telling you, I'm going to keep repeating this because I want you to understand what I'm saying, bro. I told you that when you awaken to who you are, you will parallel shift, or you will shift into a parallel reality where you become the main character. You understand that? So if you ever saw the movie, with the video game where the dude was the main character, I forgot his name, bro. The dude who owns Mint. Right, the dude who owns Mint Mobile, bro. He was in that movie where he played the main character, right? And he had to make it out. He had to make it out. And he made it out, bro. Remember, he put on the glasses that showed him where the power-ups and all the shit was at. All right, well, in this reality, the mushrooms are the glasses. The mushrooms are the glasses. You understand me? Please understand that, bro. The mushrooms are the glasses. So with these mushrooms, you can see. You can see the power-ups. You can see the portals. You can see everything, bro. And you can go through them. You can do a lot. You can interact with these things. So with that said, Ryan Reynolds. His name is Ryan Reynolds, bro. Thank you. His name is Ryan Reynolds. He played in that movie. I forgot the name of the movie, though. I know I'm not going to get that. Is it Ready Player One? I don't think it's Ready Player One. I think it's something else. But you get the gist of what I'm saying. I'm sure you guys understand what I'm saying, bro. If you saw the movie where he had the glasses, remember the big brolic dude when he put the glasses on? Thank you. So, mushrooms are the glasses in your case. Now, it's not for everyone, right? With that said, it's not for everyone. Why? Why it's not for everyone? Well, let me explain to you. Some people, if you consider the fact that we're electronic, right? Like Sony, Xbox, Mitsubishi, right? Toyota, it doesn't matter. You are electronic. You understand me? You have different versions of electronics on this planet. There's different versions of us. Now, some of these electronics were manufactured here on Earth. Some of us weren't. You understand? Some of us came from foreign places. You could say I was made in China, right? You could say I was made in China, but in reality, I was made in, whatever, right? Heaven. You want to call it heaven, right? Whatever you want to call it. But you have to understand the fact that we're digital. We are electronic. If you can come to grips with this understanding, bro, that we're electronic, we're digital, and there's different versions of us. Or you know what I'm saying? There's old versions, there's new versions, there's versions that you don't even know exist. You understand? So with that said, these mushrooms help enhance some of us that are not from here. We're not from here. We're from here, but we're not from here, right? Our roots are here. It's like what some of what I was learning today on the message, they call us hybrids because we're from different worlds, but we're bridging these worlds together because we came from a different world, but we're using your avatars in this world. You understand? But we're not from this world. We're from that world. So we're bridging the two worlds together. You understand? This is what we came here to do. It's like I was telling you guys in one of my songs, we star seeds, right? Do you know what star seeds really do, bro? I only focus on the aspect of raising the vibration, right? I maintain the vibration. I keep raising the vibration. I keep spreading information. I keep spreading knowledge. You understand? Every which way possible, bro. I do it here. I do it in my music. I do it in person. You understand? I don't preach to people. I teach people who want to learn. So if a person asks a question, I can answer the question. Put the best of my abilities. You understand? Now, because of my beliefs, I think differently than most people. And because of that, my solutions are different than the average person would give you. However, it doesn't make me any different. Like, I'm not any different than you, bro. I'm just saying. Remember, I grew up here, right? They erased my memory on purpose so that I don't remember my old world because, I have to focus on being human. I have to focus on being you, becoming you, learning how, how shit operate, how shit is here, bro. You understand? So with that said, bro, the mushrooms activate or enhance or, they show you your capabilities, bro. And if you consume mushrooms and it has the opposite effect on you, you were manufactured here, right? That the best way for me to answer that would be to tell you, you were manufactured here. You're not from the stars. You're not from the stars. We are. You understand? And this is where the divide is. This is where the divide is, right? Because you're gonna have people that are upset about this. But according to what my father told me, and when I talk about my father, I'm referring to the one and only source. Super villain. Yo, what's up, bro? I spotted that shit a mile away, bro. I called you Adrian earlier, bro, because I forgot your name. Glad to see you, bro. Super villain in the building. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So, good to see you, bro. we talking about I forgot, bro. Oh, okay. We talk about mushrooms and how some people were manufactured here and some people were not. What's up, bro? I am good. Keep talking. All right, bro. According to my father, and when I refer to my father, I'm referring to God. I'm talking about God. God told me that we're all the same at the core, because where we live is remember, God is the source of all creation. God created you, created me, created everything. He is everything. God, God is everything, and everything is God. So with that said, we having an experience. I'm an aspect of God. You understand? And so are you. And so is everyone else. Just because they weren't manufactured from the stars doesn't make them any less part of God than you are. Do you understand that? Can you understand what I'm telling you, bro? So for the people who can't connect via mushrooms because your body rejects them because you're not of the stars, this is not something that you should take negatively because it doesn't make you any different. You understand? There's something for you. We just have to figure out what the fuck it is. It might be LSD, bro. Right? That might be the way for you. We don't know. We have to experiment. We got to do trial. And, this takes work. This takes, we got to figure this shit out, bro. I figured out psychedelics. I figured out mushrooms works for me. Right? And so does LSD, right? LSD is fucking amazing, bro. Right? But remember, there's phases, there's levels to this shit, bro. So don't think that you're going to take mushrooms and you're just going to meet God and that's it, bro. It doesn't work like that, bro. There's levels to this shit, bro, before you get to God, bro. You understand? So if you could somehow, some way, get through the initial shock of you're not the body, right? And when you go on these journeys, you're actually leaving your body and you're actually having real conversations with real beings. You have to really believe that this is happening, bro. You understand? Because when you go and you have these experiences, you have to believe that they happened, because that's everything, bro. You understand? So, you have to get through levels. You're gonna have to meet. You're gonna have to face your demons, right? Before you meet God, you gotta do all of this, bro. You're gonna have to face your demons, and how many demons do you have, bro? Right? How many demons do you have? Because you gotta face every single one of them before you meet God. You understand? You have to overcome the fear. You have to overcome fear, bro. So, there's a lot of things that you have to do. You have to take multiple journeys. They're going to show you things here and there, but, you have to it's all building up to something bigger, you know what I'm saying? And it's not the same for everyone. That's another thing, bro. What mushrooms does for me, it might not do for you. You understand? It might do something totally different for you. You understand? But the only way you're going to be able to find out what it does for you is by experimenting. Trial and error. Do what I did, right? How many grams is your max? How many grams is your least? What's your sweet spot, bro? What's that number that you can consume and blast off and come back with everything that you took, that everything that you know what I'm saying? Come back with everything that you saw, that you heard, that you experienced, and be able to talk about it or just build off of it, because that's what we're doing. You know what I'm saying? We're building over in that world. I'm building in that spirit world, bro. Whatever world that is, I'm building over there, bro. You know what I'm saying? Eventually it's gonna come out here because you have to build it there first. You understand? But this is what I'm learning, bro. Your emotions, your beliefs, all of this shit is huge. It's huge, bro. And being a co-creator with Source, bro. You know what I'm saying? So this is, I actually learned some of this shit today, right? I learned some of this today, and just throughout the years of doing these things. The only thing I really want to stress to you is that if your body rejects the mushrooms, don't feel like you're any different. Don't feel like because you can't connect that way. Maybe you just gotta meditate, bro. Maybe you just gotta meditate and connect that way, bro. Maybe you don't have to do psychedelics. But some of us are superhumans, right? We're like superhumans, bro. And we have these special abilities. I have these abilities I can't explain, bro. And they keep getting stronger. They're just getting stronger and stronger. So I know I'm like a superhero, right? Or whatever, right? Like, what the fuck? But, there's not just me. It's not just me. There's more of us, bro. And, they created us because times are gonna get really dark here, bro. You guys are so lost. You're about to let them put a chip in and control every move you make, bro. And we can't let that happen to you, bro. I'm not letting it happen to you, bro. You out of your fucking mind, bro. Listen to me, bro. They gotta go through me, bro. You understand that? They're gonna have to go through me, bro. You understand? I'm not giving y'all my people, bro. You out of your fucking mind, bro. You understand that? So with that said, I gotta do what I gotta do, bro. You understand? So, whatever it takes, bro. You ain't getting us. They ain't getting us, bro. Like, yo, bro, they got this new movie called Tron. I started watching it yesterday. It's from Disney, bro. But they talking about AI taking over the world and all this dumb shit, bro. Bro, we are AI, bro. So what are you talking about taking over the world, bro? What are you talking about? First of all, this is not the only world. This is just one of them. You understand? But they tricked us into perceiving one. They tricked you into thinking that you're not multidimensional. When, in reality, you are, bro. Even the people, listen to me. Look, if you eat mushrooms and you don't get the effects you would like, and you just come with the realization that you're not of the stars, listen to me. No matter what, you are, because we created you, bro. Somebody created you, bro. And we came from there. So guess what, bro? You're an extension of us, bro. Now, you may not be able to do everything we could do. You understand? Because everybody wasn't made the right way, And, it's just like people have birth defects, There's all types of shit that can cause, whatever, right? But you just can't let it get to you, bro. You just gotta try a different way. Try a different way. What my father taught me was that we're the same. That's the one thing I want to stress to you, is that we are the same, bro. I don't care what color you are. I don't care what your belief is. I don't give a fuck, man. We're the same, bro. That's it, bro. At the core, bro, we're Source. At the core, we're Source, bro. That's it, bro. Activate it. And if you activate it, your life will be so much better, bro. world is slowly waking up. I don't think people will allow microchips in their brains. That's terrifying, bro. It's not gonna go in their brains, bro. They're gonna put a chip in like your wrist. They're gonna put it here, or they're probably gonna put it in the back of your hand so that they can scan you, bro. They want to scan you, bro. Or they might put it in the back of your neck. But the thing is, bro, people like me and you, supervillain. You know, I'm gonna fight. Look, I'm gonna fight to the death, bro. Listen to me, bro. Y'all ain't putting shit in me and my people, bro. And I'm gonna be out there. If I gotta go outside with a motherfucking bullhorn and tell people this shit, bro, I will, bro. You understand? Y'all not touching me, bro. Nobody touching me, bro. You understand that? I'm teaching my people, bro. Leave me alone, bro. Because nobody know this information, bro. You understand? But I'm gonna be the one out there telling people, don't let them do this to you, bro. You understand? Because the people gonna let them, bro. Listen to me. The people gonna let them, bro. You know that, bro. The people are stupid, bro. They're gonna let them, bro. You understand? They're gonna find a way to tell you need it. Listen to me. You need it, bro. It's gonna help you. We're gonna give you a bonus every month if you put it in, bro. I'm gonna give you $3,000 a month if you let us put the chip, bro. How many people are gonna say, give me the chip, bro? Huh? Please tell me, bro. If they told you, bro, I'll give you $3,000 a month right now, bro. Just put the chip in your neck, bro. How many people is gonna allow it, bro? Huh? Be honest with yourself, bro. Just be honest with yourself, bro. You understand? These are people, the sheep. People are going to be lining up for that chip, bro. And you know, you're going to have a few people like me who are sirens. You know, I'm a siren, bro. I'm a fucking siren, bro. I'm loud. I am loud, bro. You understand? Once I learn some shit, I'm going to teach everybody. Everybody going to learn, bro. We all know now, nigga. We all know. You understand? Because that's how we're supposed to do, bro. But you know, you got people that's dedicated to the matrix. You got people dedicated to the system. So look what I did. I went and got me a chip. And now I can go to the store and I don't even have to talk to nobody. I can just grab what I want and scan and walk out. And you're going to have celebrities advertising this. They're going to have commercials. You're going to have people on social media going, oh, look at me with my chip. You know, so ding, ding. And they're going to make it popular, bro. People are going to be lining up for this shit, bro. And they don't know. You know, one day they're going to tell you, you can't buy that, bro. One day they're going to tell you, you can't go there, bro. One day they're gonna make it so you can't access that money on that chip, bro. That's total control over you, bro. But yet you allowed it. You allowed it, bro. And now what are you gonna do, bro? You're gonna cut it out? What are you gonna do, bro? It's already inside of you, bro. You already surrendered to the system. You understand? Remember, it's a game of control. Bro, look at my generation. They're very aware, bro. I promise they won't allow this. All right, I am 21 years. Oh shit. Hey, well, Supervillain, thank you for watching me, bro. I didn't know I was touching that generation, bro. Thank you, bro. It's a pleasure to have your generation here, bro. You know, I'm happy to have you, bro. You're right. Look, you're right. As far as your generation is the generation that's like, fuck this shit, right? Y'all like, fuck this shit, bro. I'm tired of this shit, bro. You know what I'm saying? So I'm 47, bro. My generation, you know, I've been tired of this shit. I just didn't know how to go about fixing it, right? I'm waiting for somebody else to step up and be a rebel, right? I'm waiting for somebody to lead the new revolution, and the whole time it was me, right? The whole time I'm waiting for somebody that can follow. I had to step up and become the leader of it because I'm not a follower. I'm a natural born leader, bro. I never followed anyone in my life, bro. You understand? But I was waiting to follow somebody like a revolutionary because I wanted to change the world. So waiting for somebody and you know, learning that I had to become it was kind of like mind blowing to me because the whole time I'm waiting. And I go, holy fuck, bro. I've been waiting for somebody to do this shit, and it's been me the whole time. And you know, this is why I do what I do because I have to spark or keep a spark in your head, or at least put something in your head that can help you teach your people too, bro. You understand? Because people are gonna listen to you more than they listen to me because you're gonna connect to people around your age range more than I can. You know what I'm saying? Or maybe I can. You know, who knows? But I don't fucking know, bro. But you are right about your generation waking up, bro. You know what I'm saying? And I'm proud of y'all for that, bro, because this shit is not, this world's fucked up, bro. You understand? But with that said, super villain, thank you for telling me your age, man. I could talk to you. I could talk to you a little with more. You know what I'm saying? With more on your level, right, or whatever. But let me tell you, it's a game of emotions. This whole world is a game of emotions. So when people talk about self mastery, they want to complicate things. They want to say, how hard it is to get self mastery. You got to do a million things to get self mastery, and it's not true. The only thing you need for self mastery is total control over your emotions. That's it. That's it, bro. Listen to me. Total control over your emotions. Once you have control over your emotions, the Matrix has no control over you. The Matrix people, it doesn't matter. They cannot manipulate you. They can't make your heart race. They can't make you scared, nervous. They can't make, they can't manipulate nothing about you. You understand? Because you have control of your emotions. So nobody taught you this, bro. I know nobody taught you this, bro. So I'm teaching you this because this is information that needs to spread. You understand? Because at the end of the day, self-mastery is control of your emotions. Now, what are my emotions? Your emotions are systems within your body, right? Let's say each chakra you have is an emotion. Now you have more than, or I think it's 9, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I'm counting 7 chakras. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 chakras, right? Now let's just play. I'm gonna play with this. 7 chakras, 7 emotions. You understand? You need to master 7 emotions. Now we have more than 7 emotions, but for the basic or getting started, you need to master 7. You understand? And once you master those 7, you'll become an advanced, elevated being, bro. Where you start unlocking the invisible chakras, bro. We got like 300 and something chakras, right? A lot of people don't know that, bro. There's like 300 and something chakras, bro. So with that said, you start to unlock the invisible chakras, bro. Those are new emotions. Those are new feelings, new everything, bro. You understand? But this is all something that you got to learn in order to start unlocking so that you can start mastering, so that you can start feeling these new emotions, these new chakras, these new systems within you. Now, once you learn how to control these emotions, right? Like the only one I learned so far, bro, to be honest with you, is fear. I learned fear, right? Because, this world is controlled by fear. So one of the first things they taught me how to control was fear, bro. Which was hard. It wasn't easy, bro. Listen, it was very difficult to get rid of fear, and I'm still working on it. You understand? But I'm way ahead of where I was a month ago. I'm way ahead of where I was a month ago. So we're building, bro. We're steadily building. But when you feel fear within your body, listen to me. Remember, you are electronic, okay? You are an AI robot. When you feel fear within your systems, it activates. The fear activates a system, is a warning system within you that activates. So let's say you're watching Iron Man, right? Iron Man, he's got the suit on, right? He feels fear. The suit starts talking to him, telling him why he feels the fear, right? The suit's telling him, this is wrong, we got to fix that, yada, 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 what you want me to do, right? So this is your warning system activating, telling you what you got to focus on. Now, you may not get the inner voice telling you exactly what it is, like the Iron Man suit does, because you're not that advanced yet. But your warning system is working. It's working because you feel the fear. So it's working. You have to learn how to control what happens after that, right? What did it warn you about? What did you feel about, right? And how do you overcome it, bro? Because that's the name of the game. You understand? That way, next time next time you go through whatever it was that made you scared, it's not going to make you scared now because you already processed what that was, bro. Your systems already know what it is, bro. You're not scared. You're not afraid of it no more. Now, that's just for fear. That's only one emotion, bro. You understand? Remember, there's 7. That's only one, bro. You got 6 more to master, bro. You understand? But it's not that hard. It's not that hard, bro. I'm going to recommend one of my friends to your channel. Just like me. He's gonna like this channel. Oh, bring everybody you can, bro. Please, I love people, bro. I would love to have more people here, bro. That'd be beautiful, bro. And you interact too, bro. Teach more about emotions. Yeah, that's what I'm doing, bro. Well, look, I can't even look, to be honest with you, bro. All right, I can tell you about love, right? I know all about love, right? So I got love, right? Love, what love is, bro, is learning how to love unconditionally, bro. Now, anybody could say I love you, bro. Anybody could say I love everybody, and you know, they don't really mean that shit with their heart, bro. That's not control. That's not having control of love. That's not you have to, in order to feel love and have control over love, you have to love somebody no matter what they do to you, bro. You have to listen to me, bro. You have to love them no matter what they do to you, bro. You know how hard that is, bro? Huh? But this is what they taught me, bro. That's how you master love. So this is another one I'm becoming a master of, because it's very difficult to love people who hurt you, bro. But once you can do that, you mastered love. Because now, no matter what people do to you, you love them. And that's God. That's God, bro. You understand? So with that said, you have mastered the emotion of love. So that I'm working on that. You know, I'm very close to mastering it, bro. You know, I'm learning how to love unconditionally because I have no choice. I don't have a choice, bro. I have to learn it. No matter how bad it hurts, I have to learn it, bro. So there's other emotions. That's only 2 out of 7, right? That's 2 chakras out of 7, bro. So all right, we could talk about the root chakra, right? That's going to be your emotion of what's down there, bro? Root chakra is associated with your libido. It's associated with sex. It's associated with a bunch of things, bro. But the main thing is sex. It's getting control of your sex organs, bro. So once you master your root chakra, which is mastering horny, you get horny. What do you do when you get horny? Right? That's mastering that emotion, that feeling. That feeling you get when you want to get busy all the time, right? You have to gain control of that, bro. That's mastering your root chakra, bro. And mastering that feeling. Whenever you get, some of us wake up in the morning with boners. I wake up in the morning with a fucking, it's ridiculous how hard I am, bro. And what do you do with that? What do you do with that, bro? You have to learn how to make it go away without touching it, bro. Leave it alone, right? And you have to master that. So that, that takes work, bro. So some people have women they sleep next to that they can just roll over and stick it in. When you trying to become spiritual and you want to connect to the Father, you can't be doing that. You gotta practice sex as a sacred ritual, because that's what it is. It's a sacred ritual, bro. You're not supposed to do it for fun. They taught you wrong. They taught you very, very wrong, bro. They made you focus on all the wrong shit. So with that said, bro, we're supposed to have sex to procreate. Yeah, we could do it for fun once in a while, but it's a sacred act, bro. Do it with someone you truly love. Do it with someone, who's... Look, I can give you an experience I had with this girl, bro. This happened, I was like 28. I was like 28. I forgot, bro. It was like 20 years ago. But it was the only girl I ever had this experience with, and I was on drugs, bro. But when we had sex, it was like we was like 2 balls of energy coming together, bro. Like, I don't know how to describe it, bro. Like electricity, bro. Like right? Right? Fucking, that's how it felt when we had sex, bro. Bro, it's like we became one, bro. And even she said it. She was like, yo, that was so amazing. I felt like we became one. And I couldn't understand it, bro. How the fuck did we do that, bro? How did we connect on that level, bro? What did you give me? What was in those drugs, bro? What the fuck was that, bro? Right? So, that was connection on a deep level, on a really deep level, bro. And I've only had that experience once, bro. Once. My whole life. But I never forgot it. I never forgot it, bro. Because how? How did that happen, bro? I feel like we was like balls of electricity and we was just zipping around each other. Like that shit was intense, bro. But it happened, bro. Teach more about emotion. I was listening to Clouds on your SoundCloud. That bar where you said you can complain, but it's always in vain. What does this mean, bro? It sounds dystopic as fuck. Because remember I'm telling you about self-mastery, right, bro? I'm telling you about self-mastery. So what they taught us growing up was to pray to God and ask God for help. And I'm sorry, bro, this is what they taught me, bro. You pray and you ask God for help, right? And what God taught me was you don't ask for shit, nigga. You want it, you get it. Nigga, you want it, you get it. You are God, created. You understand that? You understand that? So when you're begging God, it's always in vain. When you're complaining to God, it's always in vain, bro. Because he's going to look at you like you're fucking stupid. What are you doing? I'm not going to help you, bro. I'll help yourself. I'll help you when you help you, right? I'll help you when you help you, bro. But you sitting there begging, no, please help me. I need help, God. Please help me. Everything's going wrong. Yeah, nigga, fuck you, bro. You help yourself first. Help yourself first, bro. That's how God works, bro. That's how the God within you works, bro. So that's why I said that line, bro. Because when you complain, it's all in vain because you're not supposed to complain, bro. You're supposed to fix it. You are the creator, bro. Remember I told you, bro, at the core, you are the source, bro. Not just me. It's not just me, bro. It's you too. You understand? It's everybody, bro. You just don't know that. So with that said, bro, when you sitting there complaining, you're really just complaining to yourself. You're just complaining to yourself, bro. And yourself is looking at you like, when are you going to step up and realize who the fuck you are, bro? Because you got to learn how to control your emotions and feelings, bro. Like when you complaining from a place of lack, oh, I need this, I don't have this. You're manifesting it more. You're manifesting it more, bro, because you're not trying to get rid of it. You need to get rid of it and think you already have it. Make yourself believe you already have it, because that's how you get it. You understand? But people never taught you that, bro. Nobody taught you that, bro. That's a lot of responsibility. Welcome to the Big Boys League, bro. This is where the big boys play, bro. This is where the big boys play, bro. You understand? I don't take my journeys for no reason, bro. I take my journeys to learn everything I'm teaching you, bro. To make sense of this place, to make sense of this body, to make sense of to make sense of why the fuck we came here. Why are we here, bro? Why the fuck are we here, bro? Right? Why are we here, bro? How did this all come about? Like what the fuck's going on, bro? Right? Why am I going to work? What's happening here, bro? How did this happen, bro? So somebody gotta, ask the real questions, right? Ask the real questions and ask the right people. Ask the person who can actually answer them, bro. That's why I went to God, bro, because God's the only one who can do it, bro. You understand? And by finding God, I can tell you guys, God is real. God is very real. And he does talk to us. Look, he's with me right now, bro. You understand? He's talking to you through me, bro. Half of the shit I'm telling you, I don't really know, nigga. It's coming out. It's coming out, bro, because I'm naturally connected to the Father, bro. Naturally connected to my Father, bro. And these guys behind me, bro. These guys, they're always whispering and they're always talking to me, bro. I'm gonna get into the message, bro, because I'm only gonna do like a quarter of this message, bro. It's just gonna be a long message, but we're gonna at least start it because I want to record, bro. So I am T of Arcturians. I'll speak with you now, beloved ones. A new genesis of humanity is unfolding before your eyes. The energies you have recently moved through The great purging and resetting of old timelines have cleared the space for something entirely new to bloom within you and on your world. Evolution is not a mere repetition of what has come before. It is a revelation of the unprecedented. Earth has entered an epoch where creation itself is innovating. What emerges now is not a modification of the human that was, but a brand new expression of consciousness taking form within humanity. This new expression is hybrid, multidimensional, and divine. It is the birth of a humanity that remembers its cosmic heritage while still walking in human skin. You are becoming more than what you have been, not through force or imitation of the past, but through the organic unveiling of aspects of yourselves that have never been expressed on earth until now. This is a genesis in the truest sense, the creation of humanity that has never existed before, one which carries the light of the stars in its DNA and the wisdom of source in its heart. Understand that your evolution is a collaborative creation. It involves the entire universe participating in your unfolding. We and many others have been working with you from behind the scenes, not to change you into something else, but to support you in becoming more you than you ever have been before, which is what I asked for, bro. Bro, I swear, I was like, I just want to be me, bro. Just let me be me, bro. You understand? So they're helping us do that, bro. That's dope, right? That's fucking dope, bro. Thank you, bro. So, all right, let's go. Not to change you into something else, but to support you into becoming more you than you have ever been. The divine blueprint within the human species is activating in new ways. New qualities of soul are sprouting like seedlings after a fresh rain. You might notice within yourself abilities and feelings emerging that surprise you. These are the signs that the grand new phase has indeed begun. Do not expect this new human to resemble the old one. You are stepping into a time when surprises will be the norm. Beautiful surprises of what you are capable of and how reality can shift. Embrace the revelation that is unfolding from within. Allow yourselves to be made new by the emergence of this cosmic dawn. In doing so, you honor the very purpose of evolution, to create something that has never been before. The grand merge of energies and identities, physical and non-physical, human and celestial, is underway. And with it comes an explosion of possibilities for who you can become. The old patterns have served their role and are falling away. Now comes the joyful discovery of the unknown potential that you are. The emergence of the hybrid race is one of the clearest signs that the new cosmic chapter, these hybrids, the children of the two worlds, are living bridges between humanity and your galactic family. They are not an experiment or accident of fate. They are a loving creation, a point of connection forged between our species and yours. In their very DNA, they carry the harmonics of human emotion and galactic wisdom intertwined. They hold within them the fusion of matter and light, of instinct and higher understanding. Through these beautiful beings, humanity is given a mirror to its own expanded self, a cosmic reflection of what is possible when worlds unite. We and other star nations came together with you to take polarities and merge them, and the result has been a beautiful flowering of energy in the form of these hybrid beings. They truly carry the best of both of us, the depth of feeling and creativity of the human spirit, and the clarity, knowledge, and higher vibrations of the extraterrestrial lineage. When you encounter them, whether in dreams, in visions, or eventually face to face, you will recognize something familiar. You will see your own finest qualities shining back at you through unfamiliar eyes. As you explore who and what they are, you become aware of your own strengths. From the hybrids were meant to stimulate within you that which they represent. They are here to awaken the dormant pieces of your multidimensional self. These hybrid children stand at the crossroads of matter and spirit, able to navigate both physical Earth and experience the expanded galactic awareness in them. The long separated aspects of the cosmic family are reunited. They feel us as deeply as humans feel, yet they understand energy and connectivity as clearly as many in the stars do. In their presence, you will likely experience an outpouring of unconditional love and recognition. This is because your souls know that they are part of your story, part of your family. Their role is to gently show humanity its own potential by example, simply by being what they are. As humanity meets these hybrid beings more and more, a grand reconciliation occurs. Long ago, your world felt isolated from the rest of the universe. The hybrids are living proof that you have never been truly alone, and that life can weave itself together across what once seemed like an impossible divides. And interacting with them, even energetically, you begin to remember that you too are a child of the cosmos. The hybrids invite you to embrace your galactic heritage without rejecting your human roots. They embody unity, carrying our light within their eyes and your love within their hearts. Connecting with these children of two worlds moves humanity one step closer to the profound realization of oneness that lies in the heart of the grand merge. Every meeting with these hybrid beings, whether in the physical realm or in the theater of your dreams, sets off quantum switches within you. They are living catalysts of remembrance. Simply by being in your vicinity, these hybrids begin to activate dormant codes in your DNA, triggering aspects of your consciousness that have long been asleep. Can you feel it? Even hearing about them or picturing them in your mind stirs something ancient and true inside of you. These hybrids carry a vibration that spreads directly to your cells, saying, awaken, it is time to become more. Many of you will indeed be seeing more of these hybrid children in subtle ways. At first, they will appear in your dreams, in flashes of intuition or your imagination, and even as distant craft hovering at the edge of your reality. These encounters are not random. Each one sends a pulse of activation through your being, telepathic and empathic abilities that you may have only glimpsed before will start to strengthen. Intuitive knowings will become sharper. Long buried feelings of unity and cosmic connection rise to the surface. All of this is evidence that frequencies long encoded within you are coming online at last. Listen to me. They are coming online. What does that mean? If it's coming online, bro. All right, let's keep going, bro. Perhaps one vivid dream of holding a hybrid child's hand leaves you waking up with an unshakable feeling of love and unity. And that feeling influenced you or influences how you treat others that day, opening your heart even more. In turn, your openness might awaken another person around you. In this way, the wave of awakening spreads outward from one simple inner encounter to tangible changes in human interactions. The hybrids are catalysts in the purest sense. They ignite fires that continue to burn brightly inside of you, long after the initial spark. You are evolving right along with them. As these hybrid children grow and flourish, so do you. Finding your own place in the grand story, they remind you by their very existence that humans are not finished or limited beings. You are unfinished masterpieces with layers of divinity waiting to be revealed. When you observe these hybrid gifts of telepathy, energetic healing, or deep emotional intelligence, recognize that they are reflecting your potential. You look at them and see what you are becoming. In fact, you will come to notice how brilliant and beautiful you truly are because their presence makes it so clear. By contrast, they trigger the realization that those same capabilities live inside of you. This activation of your dormant soul code part is, This activation of your dormant soul code is part of the new genesis underway. It is as if keys are turning in locks within you, unlocking abilities and understandings at the precise moments you are ready for them. Trust this process. Invite it consciously by saying in your heart, yes, I am ready to remember. I am ready to become who I truly am. The hybrids and we who watch over this process respond eagerly to such invitations. We delight in seeing you step into the magic that has always been your birthright. With each new code activated, humanity's collective light shines brighter, and the grand new merge of human and galactic consciousness draws even closer. One of the most liberating truths of this era is that there is no single fixed earth reality. The world is not one place. It is many places and many different expressions, all coexisting and co-creating simultaneously. You have been taught through media and collective storytelling that there is a real world out there that everyone must share, a singular objective reality. But in fact, there are as many worlds as there are consciousness. Do you understand that, bro? There are as many worlds as there are consciousness. Now, if you think about that, each person represents one consciousness, bro. Each animal represents a consciousness. Each insect represents a consciousness. So think about this when they say each consciousness has a world. It has its own world, bro. Isn't that some shit, bro? So think about that, bro. This is not the only world, bro. Now let's keep going. It is I don't know what the fuck that word is, bro. But all right, hold on. Okay. In fact, there are as many worlds as there are consciousness to perceive them. Reality is not unitary, it is multitudinous. And each of you is the creator of your own version of Earth. Each of you is the creator of your own version of Earth. And no two beings experience the world in exactly the same way. Consider this right now on your planet. Some people experience a world of peace, community, and growing harmony, while others experience a world of conflict and fear. Which world is the real Earth? We'll tell you. The real world is relative to the vibration you hold. You are constructing the world you are experiencing in every moment through your thoughts, beliefs, and the energy you broadcast. So, reality conforms to the patterns you set within your consciousness. Each thought and each emotion you offer is like a boarding pass directing you to one of the many parallel Earths that coexist at that frequency. Shift your internal state, and you quite literally shift which version of Earth you inhabit, bro. Do you understand what I'm reading, bro? This shit is amazing, bro. So let's keep going, bro. If this is so, why not choose to experience a world that truly pleases you? One abundant in resources, filled with kind people and joyous opportunities. Some might argue that doing so is to stick one's head in the sand and ignore the real world. But from our perspective, there is no single real world to ignore. The eternal reality you encounter is a mirror of your internal reality, not a fixed structure that dictates who you must be. Changing your perspective and vibration is not a spiritual escapism. It is an act of profound creation. When enough individuals deliberately select higher vibrational worlds to engage with, those versions of Earth become strengthened and the lower vibrational realities recede from your collective experiences. In very real terms, the more who focus on a harmonious Earth, the more tangible and available that Earth becomes for everyone. You are meant to be the conscious author of your world. You came into this life. You did not come into this life just to ride along with whatever world was handed to you, but to paint the canvas of reality with the colors of your soul. We invite you now to step fully into the world of your own creation. Make it beautiful, adventurous, peaceful, and loving as you wish. You have that power. Allow others the same freedom, right? Let each person craft reality that suits their journey, but do not allow fearful creations of others to impose themselves on you. No matter how loudly the old world may shout of doom or division, you do not have to live there. You can respect that others perceive what they need while remaining sovereign over your point of focus. Remember that choice is your magic wand. In an infinite multiverse of possibilities, your attention and vibration select the timeline you walk upon. How freeing it is to know that you are not stuck in an inevitable reality, but can navigate to brighter and brighter Earths by following the compass of joy, love, and curiosity. As you do so, you also become a beacon, lighting the way for others to discover that they too are free to change worlds. The multiverse of Earth is vast and filled with wonder. Step into the one that your heart wants to explore and watch as life transforms into the reflection of your highest dreams. From the time you were young, you have been bombarded with a collective broadcast about how the world is. This broadcast comes through your televisions, your news feeds, your social media streams, a relentless narrative telling you what to fear, what to distrust, what limitations surround you. It is important to recognize that the world shown to you through the screen is only one projection of reality. It is a version of Earth often created by those in power or by the collective unconscious. And it is by no means the only Earth available to experience. When you accept the televised narrative as the ever-riding truth, it can feel like the spell has been cast, one that binds you and your creative power and keeps you vibrating in concert with a reality you did not consciously choose. You understand that, bro? So, now, in this time of awakening, more of you are breaking that spell. How? By simply withdrawing the intense focus and believing the one. Oh, okay. By simply withdrawing the focus and belief that once fueled it. The matrix of collective narrative collapses when you stop subscribing to it. Think of those fear-based storylines and divisive dramas as a radio station that has been playing in the background all your life. You have the right and the ability to reach and turn the dial. As you do, the old station fades into static. It loses its reality, defining power over you. In the space that quiets down, you suddenly become aware of your own broadcast, the signal of your soul that has been there all along, gently inviting you to tune in. When you stop uncritically consuming the consensus projection, you reclaim the authority to narrate your own story. Rather than echoing the frequencies being handed at you or being beamed at you, listen to me. Rather than echoing the frequencies being beamed at you, you understand me? Where they being beamed at you from, bro? Huh? You know what the 5G towers are, bro? You want to know what's beaming at you, bro? Keeping you vibrating low, bro. Keeping you mad, keeping you scared, right? Those fucking, whatever them shits are that's shooting you, bro. Those invisible beams they shooting at us, bro. That's why you get random bursts of anger, random bursts of fear when you go outside, right? You go outside and all of a sudden, what the fuck? Nigga, they're keeping your vibrations low. So, let's keep going, bro. Rather than echoing the frequencies being beamed at you, you begin to broadcast your own frequency, one of peace, love, abundance, or whatever you choose to radiate. This is not about ignorance or denial of issues. It is about creative dominion. So, it is about saying, yes, I see that timeline of fear exists, but I choose to feed a different timeline with my energy. I choose a reality of hope, solution, and unity. So, as you hold and broadcast these vibrations consistently, something almost magical happens. Your universe rearranges itself in response to your signal. People who resonate with your empowered frequency start entering your life. Opportunities aligned with your positive expectations emerge seemingly from nowhere. From the events and news that cross your path, shift to match what you are ready to see. You may notice that when you are feeling centered and optimistic, even if you glance at the old world news, it will somehow feel less real or relevant. This is a sign that you are dwelling into a parallel reality where these heavy narratives have lost their hold. You have effectively changed the channel of your life. And the more of you who do this, the more of the collective the more of the collective field shifts towards a higher expression, breaking the broadcast spell. Also means becoming an intentional storyteller, speaking of the world in terms of potential rather than its problems. And I'm gonna stop there, bro. I'm gonna stop there. So that's part one. I think that was a good message, bro. Just to get started, right? What do you think about that, bro? I was listening to Clouds. Oh, okay. That's a lot of responsibility. But I've been meditating over the week, but I have heavy feeling in my heart, bro. It was uncomfortable. What was that? So if you meditating and you have a heavy heart for some reason, you need to find out why. Now, the best way for you to find out how, bro, is to go back into meditation and take that one question. Listen to me. Why am I feeling a heavy heart, bro? That's it. That's it, bro. Ask yourself. Listen to me, bro. Ask yourself. And then wait for yourself to reply, bro. That's it. Just listen, bro. Once you actually put the thought out there, you can say it out loud or you can think it. Whichever way you choose, bro. Just once you set that intent with that question and send it out, wait for the response. Now, don't get mad if you don't get it right away. And don't get mad if you don't get it the same day. You might not, right? Give it time. Let the universe receive it. Let the universe look at your life, right? Let them see what the fuck's going on with you. And then let them respond to you, right? Even though you already know. Deep down, you already know. It's just a matter of reaching in there and talking to him, bro. You have to communicate with him, bro. He's in there. You understand? But that's how you do it, bro. The message is beautiful. As always, bro. Hell yeah, bro. That was only part one, bro. Bro. That message is 2 hours long, bro. So I gave you 20 minutes, bro. And that's only because I'm kind of in a rush, bro. I know it doesn't seem like it, but I want to record some music before I go to sleep, bro. Right? I got 2 songs. It's already 5:12, so I think I'm gonna just go to sleep. To be honest with you, bro. And I'm gonna just wake up and finish writing these 2 songs I started writing, bro, and record them in the morning before I take my journey or whatever before the afternoon, bro. I'll do reach into it. Think I'll do. Yeah, bro. That's the best advice I can give you, and that's the best advice you can give anyone is to ask themselves that question, bro. Don't ask God. Don't ask Jesus. Don't ask nobody, bro. Ask you, bro. And I promise you, you will take care of you, bro, because you are God at the core. You are God at the core, bro, and you will take care of you, bro. You understand? I'll let you leave. Thank you again. No problem, bro. Enjoy y'all weekend, bro. I'll be back soon, bro. I'm about to drop something for y'all, bro. I love y'all, bro.